This is a sequence specifically designed to assist you in weight management, and it would be very effective as part of a weight management program. It's also incredibly revitalizing and energizing, so a good sequence to do first thing in the morning on a regular basis. Start by standing near the front of your mat in what's known as Tadasana or the mountain pose. Have your feet close together. Ground your feet into your mat and feel that the weight is evenly distributed. Start to focus on how your weight is distributed, and then draw your attention up towards the knees. Draw the kneecaps up, and inhale and start to reach up towards the sky. Stretch up into your fingertips. As you do that, roll the pelvic floor under and up. Engage the core. Move up onto the tips of your toes and start to stretch into an extended Tadasana. Make sure that you don't arch your lower back, so keep the pelvic floor rolled under and up. Also draw the sides of the torso in towards the midline. Engage the glute and make sure that you draw your elbows and arms alongside the ears. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears, so make space as if you want to frame the face. Feel as though you're being lifted up through the top of the head with a piece of string to stretch up towards the sky. And exhale, come back onto your mat, flatten your feet, and we're going to do a side stretch. So reach out with your left leg, stretch towards the left, holding on to your wrist with the opposite hand. Look up towards the sky and stretch the side of your body. Inhale and exhale. Hold the posture for a moment. Make sure you don't arrest the breath though. Continue to breathe. Inhale, exhale, release out of the posture. Inhale and exhale, go to the opposite side, kicking out with the right foot, stretching the right arm over the head, holding onto the right wrist with the left hand, looking up towards the sky, drawing those arms alongside the ears and making sure that you don't collapse the hips, so you want to open the torso as much as possible. Don't fold forwards down towards the floor. Keep looking up towards the sky and make sure that your weight is evenly distributed over that left foot, and then exhale and release. And stand facing towards the front of your mat. We're going to do some sun salutations now. And inhale, stretch up towards the sky, bring your palms together, exhale, and float down towards the floor. Reach out with your hands, and then place your hands behind your legs or flat on the floor. Straight legs, inhale, look forward. Bend the knees and step back with your right foot. Look forwards in a lunge, step back with the left foot, and come into the plank. Hold the breath. And exhale, bend the knees, chin, chest, knees to the floor in apron pose, and then slide into a cobra. Inhale, look up towards the sky, push your hands into the floor. Exhale, tuck the toes under and come into the downward dog. Push the hips up towards the ceiling, straighten the legs, push the knees backwards. Relax in the spine, draw the weight from the shoulders up towards the hips. Inhale and exhale. Hold the posture for another breath. Stretch into those legs. Bend the knees alternatively if you need to warm up the hips and hamstrings. And then inhale, step forward with the right foot. And exhale. Inhale, step forward with the left foot. Exhale, tuck the body in. And then inhale and come up the same way you went down. Stretch out into the arms. Bring the palms together. Exhale. Inhale, stretch up. Slight back bend and exhale, arms out, float down towards the floor, hug the body into straight legs. Inhale, look forwards, bend the knees, step back with the left leg. Kick into that back knee. Inhale, exhale, come into your plank. Hold the breath. Inhale, exhale, come into your apron pose. Bend the knees, chin and chest to the floor, and then slide forward into your cobra. Shoulders and elbows back. Inhale, tuck the toes under. Exhale, hips towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. Remember to widen your hands, spread your palms, bring the weight into the hips, suck the belly into the spine. Inhale, left foot, come forward into the lunge. Inhale, exhale, right foot, hug the body into straight legs, bring the weight forward onto the balls of the feet. And then inhale and stretch up, stretch into the fingertips. Bring the palms together, look up, exhale. That was one round. We'll do another round, slight variation. Inhale, look up, And exhale, stretch into the arms, dive down towards the floor, hug the body into your legs, weight forward on the balls of the feet, and then look forward with straight back. Bend the knees, step back with the right foot, lower that right knee to the floor and inhale. Bring the weight back and bring the palms together into a lower lunge. Bend the back slightly, open up the chest. Take a deep breath as you expand the lungs. And then exhale, come out of the posture, hands back alongside the front foot, and then kick back that left foot to come into your plank. Reach forward through the top of the head, and then exhale, bend the knees, chin and chest to the floor. Slide forward into your cobra. Look up, and exhale, tuck the toes under, downward dog. Hips towards the ceiling, knees back, heels to the floor. Inhale, and exhale. Keep walking into the inside and the inner part of the thighs. Inhale. And bring that right foot forward, lower the left knee, sweep the hands up, look up towards the sky and come into a slight back bend. Slacken the hips, allow yourself to slide forwards, trust your hips, and open up the chest. Keep drawing those arms away back from behind the ears. And exhale, bring the hands back alongside the right foot, tuck the left toes under and kick forwards, bringing the feet together. Exhale, hug the body into straight legs, and then inhale. And reach into your fingertips, bring the palms together, and exhale. Inhale, stretch up, slight back bend. Exhale, dive down towards the floor, stretch into your fingertips, weight forward, straight legs. Hug the body in, inhale, look forwards. Bend the knees, step back with your left foot. Lower the left knee to the floor, and then inhale. Bring the palms together, bring the arms alongside the ears. Trust the hips, slide the hips forward. Inhale. And lean back, exhale. Hands on either side of the right foot, left toes under, and kick back into your plank. Reach forward through the top of the head, and then exhale, bend the knees, chin and chest to the mat, hips to the air, and then slide forward into your cobra. Elbows, shoulders back, point the toes, tuck the toes under, and exhale, downward dog. Heels to the floor, knees straight. Reach up with the hips, spread your fingers, relax the arms, relax the head, feel the spine lengthening. And then inhale and bring the left foot forward, relax that back right knee and bring your hands up again. Arms alongside the ears. Remember to draw the belly up in, draw the belly in and support your hip joints with a nice stable core. Exhale, hands on either side of the left foot, and then lift up the right knee, bring it forward, hug the body in. Keep the knees straight. Inhale, stretch through the top of the head and bring your body back up, hands together. Exhale, and we'll do another round. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, reach into the fingertips, dive down, hug the body in. Straight legs, look forward, straight back. Bend the knees, step back with the right foot. Straight leg, look forward, step back with the left foot, come into your plank. Bend the knees, exhale, chin and chest to the floor. Cobra, elbows, shoulders back, tuck the toes under, and exhale. Downward dog. You should be warming up now, feeling those knees going backwards, straightening the legs, hips are warming up. Inhale. Exhale, lift the right leg, straighten the right leg as much as you can. Keep the hips perpendicular to the mat. Relax your shoulders. Equalize the balance and the weight over the shoulders. Stretch into the leg. Exhale, bring that right leg forward and hold it for a moment with the leg bent. Hug your thigh into your belly. Hold it for a second and then place it between the hands. And exhale, left leg forward. Hug the body in. Inhale. And come up, stretch into your fingertips, bring the palms together. Exhale. Inhale, reach up towards the sky again, stretch into the fingertips, slight back bend. Exhale, dive down, hug your body into your legs, weight is forward on the balls of the feet, look forwards, bend the knees, kick back with the left leg. Work into that back left knee, keeping the legs straight. Hands to the floor and then come into your plank. Hold the body, lift into the core, bend the knees, exhale, chin and chest to the mat, 8-limb pose. Slide forward, inhale, come into your cobra and then tuck the toes under, exhale, downward dog. Hips towards the ceiling, heels to the floor. Kick back with your knees, spread your hands. Stretch into the spine, relax your head. Take a deep breath, inhale, lift that left leg. Stretch into the left knee, kick out with your heel. The foot is engaged and straight. Equalize your hips and equalize your shoulders. Make sure the weight is evenly distributed over the hands. Kick up towards the sky, keep the leg straight, and then exhale, bend the knee and hug it into the chest. Hug the thigh into your belly as much as you can, and then release it. Look forwards, and then bring the right leg forwards, and exhale. Hug the body in. Inhale, come up, stretch into your fingertips, bring the palms together. Exhale. We'll do one more round of our sun salutations. Inhale and reach up. Exhale, dive down. Weight forward on the balls of the feet, hug the body in. Look forward. Bend your knees, right leg goes back. Come into the lunge, look forward. Hands to the floor, come into your plank. Reach forward to the top of the head, bend the knees. Exhale, chin and chest to the floor, hips towards the sky. Slide forward, come into your cobra. Shoulders, elbows back. Tuck the toes under and exhale slowly, come into your downward dog. Heels to the floor, knees back, stretch. Feel the weight coming off the hands, away from the shoulders, up to the hips. Hold the posture in your core. Inhale, lift up the right leg and place it between your hands, and then square your left foot at a 45-degree angle and lift up into warrior one, keeping that right front leg at a 90-degree angle over your ankle. Remember to kick back into that left leg, so push the knee backwards. Try and keep it nice and stable and strong. And then square your hips to the front, so you'll be drawing your right hip back, pushing your left hip forward. The chest is open, you're stretching into your hands. Shoulders are relaxed. Relax your face muscles, try not to strain. Take a few lovely, deep, long breaths. Follow the breath. Really breathe right into the belly. This is a very energizing pose. Feel the energy running right up into the fingertips. Keep trying to equalize the hips, and then exhale. Stretch forward over that front leg and hold it for a moment. You'll feel the burn slightly in the core. Just keep pushing back into that left leg. Stretch into your fingertips. Hold. And then exhale. Hands on either side of the front foot. Lift up the back heel and inhale and bring it forward and fold the body in. Keeping the knees straight. Inhale and come up. Stretch into the fingertips. Bring the palms together. Exhale. Inhale and stretch up towards the sky. Release as you exhale, stretch into the fingertips and bring the body down. Inhale, look forwards, bend the knees, step back with the left leg. Keep the left knee lifted, come into plank. Reach through the top of the head. Exhale, bend the knees, chin and chest to the floor in your 8-limb pose. Slide forward into your cobra, shoulders and elbows back, hands are soft. Hips towards the ceiling, exhale, downward dog. Heels back, you should be feeling very comfortable in the posture now, warming up. Body is nice and warm. And inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift up that left leg, hug it in, and then place it between hands. Square the back right foot at a 45-degree angle to the front, and then lunge forward into your warrior one. Bringing those hands up and stretching into the fingertips. Open up the chest. Equalize the hips, draw your left hip backwards, push the right hip forwards, feel as though you're front on to the front of the mat and not opening the body towards the side. And work into that right back knee. Take a few lovely deep long breaths. If it hurts your neck to look up towards the sky, you can look forward. Don't strain or arch the neck. You'll feel a slight bend in the lower back. That's normal for the posture. Keep breathing deeply. Feel the energy running throughout the body. Hold the posture. Feel the heart rate rising slightly. Exhale. Reach forwards over that front leg. Feel the compression in the abdomen. Hold the posture. Kick back in the back legs to support your lower back, and then hands on either side of the front foot. Look forward. And exhale. Hug the body in towards your legs. Straight legs. You must be lying nice and supple now. Hold it for a second longer and inhale. Stretch up into the fingertips and exhale, hands back on either side of the body. Open your palms. Take a moment just to regain your breath. Be aware of yourself standing here in your mountain pose. Feel all the blood rushing throughout your body, new oxygen and life, nutrients that this brings. Just be aware of yourself standing here for a few minutes. And then exhale. Place the block on the outside of your left leg, and you're going to step back with the right leg. Going to come into some standing asanas now. First the triangle. Make sure your back right foot is 90 degrees to the front left foot and that they are in line. Stretch out with your hands and inhale, and as you exhale, reach towards the left. Bring that left arm onto the block and reach up with your right arm. Remember to open the body, open the torso as much as you can towards the front of the mat. So don't allow your upper body to collapse. Adjust the block or blocks to a height that's comfortable for you. So you should feel as though you can draw that right top hip backwards and push the left hip forwards, and that your body is facing forwards and nice and open. When you're comfortable, exhale, bring that top hand around to hug the inside of your left thigh. If that doesn't work for you, then keep stretching out. Remember, if your neck gets sore, you can look forward. Work into the knees. Keep opening up the chest. Reach through the top of the head and try and make a nice dynamic straight shape with the body. So really working into the extensions of your limbs. Then place that top hand on your hip, and we're going to come into a balanced pose. Reach forwards with the block. Place it in front of you, about 35-40 centimeters, and then kick back with the top foot, stretch into the arm. Look up towards the sky if you can. Try and keep the body nice and straight. If this balancing posture, the half moon pose, is too difficult for you to do standing, without additional support, you can do it against a wall. So if you were doing that, your bum would be, and your back would be flat against a wall now. Try and keep the knees straight and stretch into your limbs. And then exhale, release slowly as you can. Into the posture, bring the block back. Straighten the legs out and reach up. We're going to do the reverse triangle now. So now you're going to be squaring your hips to the front of the mat. The back foot is going to come to a 45-degree angle instead of a 90-degree angle, and you're going to reach up with your right arm. Inhale, exhale, and stretch over that front leg with the right arm, twisting the body to look towards the left. Reach up with the left hand, stretch into the left fingertips, and try as much as you can to keep the knees straight in this posture. So it's very common that people start to bend their knees. It often happens also because the concentration is on balancing rather than holding and getting the alignment correct in the posture. So really work on your knees. Feel the twist in the spine, and this stimulates the metabolism. Reach through the top of the head. Allow the shoulders to open. Try not to hunch the shoulders. And you can also push the outer part of the back foot into the floor to gain better balance. So you should feel that twist in the back leg. Exhale, place the hand back on the hip, face the front again. Inhale and reach up with that right arm facing the front. Exhale. From here, you're going to place both hands on your hips, look up towards the sky. Inhale. And then bring your hands in what's known as reverse prayer position, so bringing your palms to face each other behind your back. If that's not possible, then hold on to your elbows. And then exhale and slowly lower yourself down over that front leg. So if you don't get flat over the front leg, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't matter how far you get down to the leg, but that your back stays nice and straight. Reach through the top of the head and keep both knees straight. Lift the elbows and try and feel that nice rotation in the shoulder blades and then the upper arms, and then exhale and stretch back with your hands. Release them from behind your back and reach back and behind you. So if you're not reaching towards the floor, that's perfectly fine. You're going to just stretch back midair and exhale. And then gently start to bring the hands forward, stretch into your fingertips. Realign that block to the other side because you're going to release it, and inhale and come up. Exhale, release the arms, knees are nice and straight, and step forward to the front of the mat. So we're going to do the same few postures, but now working on the other side. So right foot forward, left foot backwards. Left foot is going to be square on to the right foot, 90-degree angle, coming into our triangle pose. Stretch into your fingertips, straight legs, inhale. Exhale, reach towards the right hand side. Place your hand on that block and stretch up towards the sky with the left arm. Remember to start to move that top hip backwards and push the bottom hip forwards and open up the chest. Relax your head, enjoy the stretch. Make sure to keep the torso opening towards the side of your mat, so don't allow the body to collapse or fold down or fold forward. The knees are straight. Push the outer part of your back foot into the floor and inhale and exhale and twist the top arm around the back, holding on the front of your right thigh if you can. If that doesn't work for you, then keep stretching up with that arm. Relax your head, keep pushing into the block with your lower hand. Hold the posture, keeping those knees straight. Enjoy the lovely stretch. Inhale. And then as you exhale, start to bend that front knee and reach forward. Pick up your block and reach forwards. Come into your half moon balance, placing the block about 45 centimeters in front of the front foot. Kick back with the back heel, keeping that lifted leg very, very strong. The stronger you can kick with it, the more you'll be able to hold the posture. Reach up with your hands, reach into the top of the head. Try and lift through the top of the head. If this is difficult for you, remember to use a wall balance to help. Keep trying to open the body towards the side. Don't get frustrated if your balance evades you. Some days it's easier than others. A few deep breaths. Make sure that you don't stop breathing when you balance. Keep following that rhythm of the breath. Inhale, exhale, bend the front knee, lower the foot to the floor, and bring the block back alongside the front right foot. Inhale. Come out of the posture, and we're going to go over into the reverse triangle. So now you're going to place your right hand on your right hip, stretch up with the left arm, inhale, exhale, and reach over to the outside of that right leg. Twist the body to look towards the right and reach up with the left arm, stretch into the left fingertips. Open the chest towards the right hand side. Look up towards your hand. Take a few lovely deep in breaths. Feel the twist in the abdomen and the stimulation of the metabolism. Try and open your chest and push back into that back heel, into your left heel. Lift up from the inner part of the thigh, then exhale, lower your hand back onto the hip and return to your standing pose. Exhale. Ready yourself for the forward bend by bringing your palms together in reverse prayer position or holding onto your elbows with each hand, squaring your arms behind your back, and then exhale and lower yourself over the front leg. Try and draw your elbows and your arms up towards the head, getting a lovely stretch and rotation in the shoulders. Feel the blood flowing down the back, up into the head. Feel the stimulation of the nervous system along the spine. And inhale, exhale, release the hands and stretch behind you, keeping both legs nice and straight. You can draw your right hip backwards and push your left hip forwards to equalize your hips towards the front of the mat. Keep breathing deeply. Bring your hands forward and release the block out of the way. You now won't need it. Stretch into your fingertips. Inhale and come back up. Try and keep the knees straight as you do that. Open up the chest. Exhale, release the hands. Bend that front knee and come back towards the front of the mat. Hands on either side of the body. Equalize the weight. Inhale, exhale, come into the chair posture. So you're opening your chest towards the front. Weight goes back onto the back of the heels. And you feel as though there's literally a chair just behind you, and you are lowering your weight down to almost sit on the chair, but not quite. Keep opening your chest towards the front. Keep breathing deeply. Remember to tuck the pelvic floor up and under and suck the belly into the spine. So you don't want to arch your lower back, which is often what happens when people do this posture. And then exhale, take a moment to release, stretch onto your fingertips, rise up, onto your toes, stretch into your fingertips, and then exhale, lower down and towards the mat. Hands on either side of your feet. Keep the knees straight and pick up your blocks. And we're doing the standing forward bend now. So adjust the blocks to a height that works for you. You might even need to use 2 blocks. It doesn't matter. 2 blocks on either side. That is 4 blocks in total. It doesn't matter. If you can have your hands flat on the floor on either side of your feet, then you don't need the blocks. Push up through the hips towards the sky. Straighten your knees. Push into the back of the legs and bring the weight forward onto the balls of the feet. Relax your neck, relax your jaw, relax your face muscles. Feel the spine lengthening as you draw your head down towards the mat and push your hands into the blocks. Feel the traction through pushing your hands into the blocks, and then inhale, straighten your back and look forward, and exhale. Bend the knees, jump back or step. If you're not comfortable with the jump, come into a slightly elevated plank. Push into the heels, lift the knees, hold the core, don't let the mid of the body sag. Reach forward through the top of the head. Feel the weight evenly distributed over the hands. Inhale, exhale, and then bring all the weight to the left hand and open out to a side balance. Stretch into the top leg, stretch into the top arm. If it's too hard for you to hold with your legs like this, you can bring the top leg over and the foot flat on the floor in front of you to support. So bend that top knee and bring the foot flat on the floor in front of you, otherwise hold the legs there. Stretch into your hands, and you can move the arms around, stretching over on the top side of the ear or up towards the sky. See what works for you. Exhale. Come back into the plank, hold it for a moment, go onto your knees in between for a moment if you need to rest, otherwise hold the posture, and come over onto your right hand side, stretching up. With the left arm, working that top leg, pushing into the foot of the top leg, stretching into the arm, stretching into the head, and remember to bring the top leg, bend the top leg, bend the top knee and bring that foot on the floor in front of you if you need to for your balance, if it's too hard to hold the posture. Stretch into your body and arms. So feel that this is energizing as well as strengthening. Feel all the oxygen rushing throughout the body. Keep the legs nice and strong. Lift up the kneecaps. Exhale and roll over, back into your plank, and then lift up that right leg, place it between the blocks. Look forwards, inhale, bring the hands up. Remember that your back heel is lifted. This is not the warrior, it's a high lunge. So lift up the back heel, the hips are facing forwards, bring the palms together, push the elbows out, inhale, exhale, and then twist, bringing your left elbow over the right knee and looking towards the side. Keep the palms together. If it's too difficult to do this, then you can just place your right elbow or forearm on, your left elbow or forearm on the right, and the top of the right leg, and stretch up with the other arm. When you're ready, if you feel comfortable, you can release the bind with the hands and place the lower hand on a block and stretch up with the opposite hand, opening the chest out in a full side angle bend. Stretch into your fingertips. Try and get the arm alongside the ear. Remember to continue to kick back in that back heel. Bring your hand up onto your hip and back to where we were. Inhale. And exhale, hands on the blocks. And come back into your plank. Step back into the plank. Take a break on your knees if you need to, otherwise straight into the other side. So bringing that left leg forward, reaching up. The right heel is lifted, the right leg is really straight, like a runner's pose. Like you could just catapult yourself forward at any moment. Push the heel of the hands together, elbows out. Exhale, twist towards the left-hand side, bringing the right arm, elbow, on the outer part of the left front leg. Otherwise, you're balancing that right elbow on the top of the left leg. Push the hands together and look towards the side. Keep that back leg nice and strong and straight. Relax the shoulders. Enjoy the twist. If you feel comfortable, release the bind with the hands and place that lower arm on a block. You can stretch up towards the sky with the top arm and with your left arm and stretch into your fingertips, or you can keep it on the hip. Remember to open the chest as much as you can towards the left hand side. Try and push back on that left knee with the right arm, and then exhale and slowly come out of the posture as you went into it. First bringing the hands into a bind, and exhale, release the bind and come into the runner's pose, pushing the heel of the hand together And then hands on either side of the feet. Exhale, bring the back leg forward and fold the body in. Weight is forwards on the balls of the feet and release the blocks from either side of you. And then inhale and come up to a standing posture. Again, hands on the hips. Straighten the back, reach through the top of the head. Imagine if your back is a tabletop. Just hold this posture here. And inhale and straighten out. Then you're going to step back with your right leg and come into the goddess pose. So lunge with the heels facing inwards, the toes facing outwards. Remember to roll the pelvic floor under and up, so straighten in the lower back. Don't allow the lower back to bend or sag. And open through the solar plexus. Elbows alongside the shoulders. Stretch into your fingertips. It's a very dynamic and energizing pose. Look up towards the sky. Feel like you're doing a Hatha. Very empowering pose. And keep opening through the groin. Keep lowering the hips. And then inhale and straighten up. Bring the palms together. We can do a few dynamic breaths. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale. Release tension on the exhalation. And inhale, stretch up. And exhale, lower, release tension. Inhale and stretch up. Reach through the fingertips and exhale. And release. Hands on either side of the hips and step forward. Face towards the front. Hands on the hips. Inhale, we're going to lower down into the mat. Bring the elbows together and fold forward from the hips. Hands to the mat. And we're going to step or jump back. Come into your plank. Look forward, straighten the body out, kick back with the heels, lower yourself into the chaturanga, and then release the body. So if that was difficult, you could just come onto your knees and gently release yourself, lower yourself onto your mat. And then bring yourself into the Sphinx pose, so your elbows are aligned underneath your shoulders, your hands are stretching out in front of you on the mat, spread your fingers, and imagine that you are literally like the Sphinx. So push your elbows into the mat and open the chest. Roll the shoulders backwards. Push your pelvis and your hip bones into your mat. Point your toes. Bring your legs behind you. Bring your legs together behind you. And you can look forward to the front of your nose. Take a few lovely deep breaths. Such a calming pose. And then exhale. Place your forehead on the floor. And we're going to do the locust pose. This is quite an intensive pose. So ready yourself and relax the body for a moment as you exhale and release all air from the body. Release all air. Exhale, and then as you inhale, you're going to start to lift legs, arms, and head. Just take a look behind to make sure that your legs are nice and straight. Just check within yourself. Try and lift from the hips. So don't just bend the knees, but lift the legs from the hip and make sure that you're still breathing. So you'll feel that this is very stimulating to the metabolism and the lower intestine, like massaging the lower intestine and stimulating the movement of peristalsis. And you want to make sure you still breathe. Exhale, lower out of the posture, and bring your hands behind your bum. Interlock your fingers and make a fist with your hand. If that's not possible, then just hold on to your forearms gently. Straighten the elbows, inhale. Come back into your locust pose and reach backwards with your hands. Try and draw the hands down to almost towards the knees. Open up the chest. Keep breathing. Lift from the hips again. Check your legs. Straighten into the feet. Take a few deep breaths and then exhale and release. You're going to come out of the locust pose, coming onto a tabletop and then sliding back onto your haunches. Pick up a big cushion or a yoga bolster and place it underneath your hips. And then fold forward into a supported child pose. Place a block underneath your head if that works for you, and rest here for a few moments, regaining the breath. So this is a moment of calm and revitalization in your practice. This is very good for the nervous system. Feel the support of the forehead on the block. Feel this lovely, calm and soft support of your bolster or cushion. Let the breath fall back to normal and just take a few moments. Completely relax. Enjoy the silence and stillness. And lengthen your exhalation, lengthen your inhalation. And then gently start to lift your head, come out of the posture. From here, we're going to sit in the Virasana seat, so make sure that you're comfortable on your bolster. Make some more height underneath you, adding more cushions or blocks if you need to, if you need more height on the hips. And then inhale and reach up with your hands. Bring the palms together, exhale, and push the heel of the hand into the very top of the head, drawing the elbows backwards. So this is opening up the chest, stretching into the chest and stretching the tricep, bringing the shoulder blades together. At the same time, don't allow the lower back to arch. So draw the pelvic floor up and under, suck the belly into the spine, draw the outer parts of the torso in towards the midline. Engage on the inner thigh and push the top of your feet into the floor so the whole body is active here. Even though it's a restful and revitalizing posture, feel that the whole body is active. And then exhale, bring your hands down in front of your chest. Release out of the posture and move the bolster out the way. And sit onto your mat here and bringing yourself forward to the center of your mat. Going to pick up the block and place it between your thighs. Going to do the boat pose from here, the Navasana. Just take this pose gently. If it's very difficult for you, use it dynamically. So inhale, lift, exhale, lower. But if you can hold it for a bit longer, that's great. Keep the knees bent, working to the heels. And then progressively, once you got used to the posture and you're feeling strong, release the hands from behind the thighs and stretch into the fingertips. Look up towards the sky. The back is straight. Relax the shoulders. Make sure that your back is straight and you have control of the posture. So if you're rocking backwards, go a step down. If you're comfortable and you want to go further into the posture, straighten the legs out. Keep pushing the thighs on the block, and that helps keep yourself stable in the posture. Reach into your hands. Reach through the top of the head. Keep that back nice and straight. Remember, you don't have to fully come to this pose. You can be working at any stage of our progression. And then exhale and lower out of the posture the same way you came in. And hug the body to the chest. Draw the shoulders down from the ears. Straighten the back out. Push your tailbone into the mat. Just take a moment. We're going to do that a second time. Just regain your breath. And then make yourself ready to try it out a second time. Inhale and lift the feet up. Remember, use the dynamic version if you need to, lifting on the inhalation, releasing on the exhalation. If you're stable and strong here, hold the legs, and then when you're ready, inhale and straighten the legs. So this posture is best achieved through keeping the body stable. Make sure you're still breathing, try not to move around too much. Stretch into the fingertips. If you feel comfortable, you can even bring the hands up to run parallel to your legs. Bring the palms together and feel that the energy runs right forward into the hands and to the feet. And then exhale and release the posture the same way that you came into it. Then move the block out of the way. And from here we're going to come into a nice seated twist, Vajrasana. So your legs are going out towards the left hand side. You're going to move to look towards the right. Bring the left arm on the right knee and stretch back with the right hand. Place the right hand on the mat behind you at the base of the spine. Push the hand into the mat and twist around, drawing the shoulders away from each other, and then look towards the front shoulder. If you're comfortable, release, and you want to go further into the posture, you can also bind by bringing your right arm around on the inside of the left thigh. But if that doesn't work for you, then your hand is just pushing onto the mat behind you, the smaller the back. If a twist is difficult for you and your hips are tight, you can also put your hand on a block if you need some extra height, and you can arrange some cushions underneath your bum if you battle with your hips and you want to get more benefit out of the posture, but you keep on falling outwards. And then your next big exhalation, release your hands and come out of the posture, and then swap the legs out to the other side. Remember to use bolsters and cushions under your bum if you need to for tight hips. Inhale. As you exhale, bring that right arm over the left knee and bring the left arm behind you now. Place it on the floor behind you, pushing your hand into the mat. with a straight arm and straightening the back first. If you're comfortable, bring that hand right around into the full bind, hooking the left arm on the inside of the right thigh, and look towards your right arm, your right shoulder. We say look over your right shoulder. Keep breathing deeply in the posture. This is very good for toning around the abdomen and the sides of the torso. You can resist your right hip into the mat. Don't let it lift too much. Take a few deep breaths. And then on your next exhalation, release out of the posture gently. Coming back into a nice seated pose. Bring the weight forward to the front of the mat. And again, place a block between your thighs. We're going into the bridge pose. Already begin pushing your thighs together on the block. Place your feet on the floor. Have your feet close behind the bum, and then inhale and lift your hips up towards the sky, pushing your hands onto the mat. You're going to do this dynamically. Exhale, lower the hips. So you do this as if each vertebra is moving with the movement. Inhale, slowly and gently lift. Push your feet into the floor, push your hands into the floor. Exhale, slowly lower. Take your time. Slower and more controlled the movement, the more strength you're going to build. Inhale, start to lift those hips, straighten the back, lift the hips towards the sky, push the feet into the floor, and then exhale, slowly lower. Taking your time. Hips to the floor, vertebra by vertebra, tailbone to the floor. And inhale and lift again. Remember not to scrunch up the shoulder blades, make the neck nice and long. Keep pushing the knees against the block. Exhale, lower vertebra by vertebra, lowering the hips to the floor. And then inhale and lift again. Slow, controlled, steady movement. From here we're going to hold the pose for a bit. Grab a block and place it underneath your lower back. Adjust it to the height that works for you. So don't overextend in the back. Start by using a lower height in the block and then work towards having a higher height. Push your hands into the floor. And although you have the block there, try and lift your body just off the block. So you're using the block to support the back, but you want to feel as though you hold your body in the position regardless of the block. If you feel comfortable here and you want to work further, inhale and exhale and kick out with your left leg. Make the leg nice and strong and kick into the left heel. Keep pushing onto the block between your thighs. Try and equalize the hips. Exhale and lower. Inhale, kick out with the right leg. Equalize the hips. This is incredibly good if you have lower back, to do this if you have lower back pain. So it's strengthening all the muscles around the hips and the core. So you're stabilizing around the midriff. Exhale and release. Come up onto your toes and feel as though you draw your feet back towards the block for a second. That just works further into the glute. And then exhale, slowly coming out of the posture as you lower your heels, lower your hips. Take your time. Exhale slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Lowering the hips towards the mat. Feel every vertebra and then release the block and hug your knees to your chest. Try and draw those knees as close as you can. Take a deep exhalation, pushing your lower back into the mat. So if you push your hips into the mat and pull your knees towards you, those are contrary movements and it creates a sense of traction in the lower back. So you're going to flatten out and massage the lower back. This movement is very good if you battle from sciatic pain. And then exhale and release. And come up into a seating posture by holding one leg and kicking out with the other. So we're going to come into the Dandasana, or the base seating pose. Push through the base of the spine and straighten up and engage your feet. Lift your kneecaps up. Push your thighs together. Push your calves in towards the mat. Open the chest out. Reach through the top of the head and place a block then on your thighs, and exhale and gently with a straight back, so pushing your hips behind you and bending from the hips, come forward into a gentle forward fold. Place your forehead on a block or two or a cushion, whatever is comfortable for you to place on your legs, and feel a sense of relief. Hold yourself in the posture without pulling on your legs. So this is building more strength around the core. If you pull on the legs, on the feet, then you're using more of your arm muscles. You want to hold your forward stretch by using your own internal muscles. You'll feel it start to work around the inner thigh and in the core. It's also very calming to have your head on a support. It's more of a restorative posture. And then exhale, move the block out the way. And inhale and straighten up. Bring your hands back alongside the hips into Dandasana. From here we're going to lower back onto the mat and bring the feet up and over into the plow pose. If you don't want to do this, you can just keep your legs lifted with your back flat on the mat. If you're comfortable, bring your feet over and straighten the arms out behind you. If your feet don't meet the floor, keep supporting yourself with your hands on your back, like demonstrated here. Relax your jaw, relax your neck, and use the shoulders to support you. Exhale, lower out of the posture, and fold forward over the legs again. And make this dynamic. Exhale, back. If you didn't go into the plow, remember you're stopping with the back flat on the mat and lifting the legs up and working on holding the legs nice and straight in the air. Otherwise, you're over into the plow, either supporting your back with your hands or straightening the arms out on the mat. And then lift the legs, keeping them straight. Exhale and fold forward. And inhale, we'll do it again. Exhale and rock backwards. Relaxing the neck, straightening the arms out, lifting the hips towards the sky, feet to the floor. If the feet don't meet the floor, keep the legs nice and straight. Keep pushing into the heels and support your back with your hands. And then exhale, lower gently, come forward again. Fold forward over that leg, those legs, and then straighten up into your Dandasana. And then we're going to just do reverse movement for the spine, the east side stretch. Hands behind you, underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the body up towards the sky. Keep the legs nice and straight. Open up the chest, relax the head. If you can't flatten the feet in front of you and lift the hips completely, it doesn't matter. Even if they're just a bit lifted off the floor, try and open up the chest. Take a few deep breaths and then exhale and lower from the mat, back onto the mat. From there, you're going to bring the legs out towards the side, and we're going to prepare ourselves for the headstand. Now, there is an additional video that explains the headstand very succinctly and very carefully. Do consult that if you're not familiar with headstands. Otherwise, come into the posture. You can stop at any stage that you like. Push your elbows into the floor and bring the weight right onto the edge of the toes. Then lift your legs up, keeping the back nice and straight. Draw the feet together. Take your time. Stop wherever you need to. And remember, you can always use a wall support or somebody to stand behind you if you're afraid of falling behind. Remember to have your hands nice and soft and your elbows nice and strong. Straighten up. You can hold this posture for as long as you need. I advise you to extend the time. And do consult the headstands explained video if you are not familiar with your headstands. And in that video, it's very carefully explained. Remember that there are alternatives that you can do to this if you're worried about your neck and your spine. And an alternative, all those are explained in the headstand video, but one that you could do here, if you haven't looked at it yet, is to lie on the mat with your legs straight up in the air, so your back is flat on the mat, and you're keeping the legs nice and straight, and you're holding them up in the air, so that you're still gaining benefit from the inversion. Remember to always lift your shoulders in your headstand, trying to achieve that stability. Hold the posture for a few moments longer, keeping the body nice and steady, trying to relax around the face, don't strain around the jaw. Try and keep the body steady, and then exhale, bend the knees and slowly come out of the posture same way you went in, taking your time, bending from the hips and keeping the body nice and controlled. Keep the back straight. Hug the legs in and then step back onto the mat, straightening your legs out. Slowly lower the body and come into a child pose to recover. Bring your hands alongside the body. This is incredibly important to recover in a child pose after an inversion like that for blood pressure. The headstand is known as the king of asanas. It's incredibly energizing and revitalizing. It's good for the endocrine system, good for the nervous system, circulatory system, respiratory system. It's like an all-over body tonic. Just enjoy the sense of relaxation now in the child pose after completing your headstand or your inversion. And inhale and come up, back into a seated pose. This concludes our sequence. So from here you can gently start preparing yourself for your final relaxation. Come into a corpse pose, your savasana. Lower the body gently onto the mat. Make sure you have something warm if it's cold where you are. And relax the feet. Let them flop out on each side. Hands facing upwards, away from the body. Close your eyes. Start to drift off in about 5 to 10 minutes of complete relaxation and silence. Allow the body to completely relax. Feeling a deep sense of peace within yourself and the world around.